Hi everyone. This week we're going to move on to the topic of developing research questions for qualitative studies. Your assigned reading for this week is Chapter 6 in your Creswell and Poth textbook, as well as an article that is posted on Blackboard, and it is by Aggie about developing qualitative research questions. So first of all, when you're thinking about putting together a qualitative study, you have to pick a topic. You might think about just things that you're curious about. You might be aware of some gaps in the literature in your area of expertise. You might want to ask a question about the congruence between a theory and reality. And quite often, and especially for those of us in clinical professions, a lot of times our topics come from what we observe in our daily activities and in daily interactions with patients or with students. So when we're developing a research problem, we need to describe the context, understand and communicate to others why this topic is significant. Sometimes it's very obvious to us, but not quite so obvious to others who might have a vested interest in supporting it or not. And we have to identify a knowledge gap. So if you're conducting a study, you should ostensibly be providing information about something that we don't quite know enough about. And then being really clear about the purpose of your research. So Creswell and Poth have a template for creating a purpose statement, and so this is a great foundation to start with. It doesn't have to be word for word exactly this, but it does need to have these components. And then when you're developing research questions, you generally will have a broad overarching question or a central question, and then sub-questions beyond that. So the central question will kind of speak to the larger topic, and then the sub-questions will just go into greater detail. And Aggie talked about the importance of a good question. So having a good question doesn't automatically give you a good study, but a poorly designed question can really be problematic and undermine the whole everything that you do thereafter, because having a good firm purpose statement and research question or questions plural at the beginning really just sets the tone for your entire study. And very closely related to your purpose statement and your research questions are the theoretical framework that you bring. So we talked about this a few weeks back already, but the theoretical framework is the underlying structure or framing of your study. So that really informs the point of view that the researcher is bringing. It could come from your disciplinary orientation or theories or constructs in the literature related to your topic. But the theoretical perspective really shapes what literature is searched, how you define the research problem, and then how you go on to conduct the study. So building a good research question is just the first step in study design. We'll go through all the other stages during the course of the semester. But for now, let's just focus on selecting our topics and getting a good couple of research questions to set us in the right direction.